Good morning, students. Welcome to class 6, subject mathematics, chapter 3, playing with numbers. This is your lecture number 7 of this chapter. It's time to recapitulation. In the previous lecture, we have done some more divisibility rules. First is, if a number is divisible by another number, then it is divisible by each of the factor of that number. Suppose a number 16 is divided by 4. Okay, 16 is divided by 4, then 16 is divided by all the factors of 4 also. Second divisibility rule is, if a number is divisible by two co-prime numbers, then it is divisible by their product also. Okay, if a number is divisible by two co-prime numbers, then it is divisible by their product also. Suppose a number 30. 30 is divisible by both 3 and 5. Okay, and 3 and 5 are co-prime numbers. So if these two numbers are co-prime numbers, then 30 is divisible by their product also, that is 3 multiplied by 5, 15. Okay, so if a number is divisible by two co-prime numbers, then it is divisible by their product also. Third rule is, if two given numbers are divisible by a number, then their sum is also divisible by that number. Okay, if two numbers are divisible by a number, then their sum is also divisible by that number. Let's see the example. I am taking two numbers 20 and 44. These both numbers are divisible by 4. Okay, so sum of these two numbers is 20 plus 44. 20 plus 44 is 64. Now 64 is also divisible by 4. Okay, if two numbers are divisible by a number, then their sum is also divisible by that number. Next rule is, if two given numbers are divisible by a number, then their difference is also divisible by that number. In this, difference is there. Now see, 44 and 20, they both are divisible by 4. Now see the difference of 44 and 20. 44 minus 20 is 24. 24 is also divisible by 4. Okay. After that, we have done prime factorization method. If a natural number is expressed as the product of prime numbers, then the factorization of a number is called its prime factorization. Okay, see example. 6 is expressed as 2 multiplied by 3. Now see, 2 and 3, they both are prime numbers. So 2 multiplied by 3 is the prime factorization of 6. See one more example, 21. 21 is 3 multiplied by 7. 3 and 7, they both are prime numbers. So 3 multiplied by 7 is the prime factorization of 21. In the same way, prime factorization of 100 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. 2 and 5, they both are prime numbers. Now see one more, 60. Here I have shown you how to make the prime factorization of a given number. Yesterday also I told you have to start first of all from the lowest prime number if possible. Okay, so we are dividing here 60 by 2. What we will get? 30. Now again 30 divided it by 2. You will get 15. Now we are not able to divide 15 by 2. So now check by the next prime number. That is 3. Yes. Divided 3 5s are 15. Now 5 is not divisible by neither by 2 nor by 3. So what is the next prime number? 5. So 5 ones are 5. So prime factorization of 60 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. Let's move to today's topics. Today we will learn how to find out HCF by prime factorization method and by division method. Today I am going to tell you two methods to find out the HCF. Okay, you can follow any one method in which you feel comfortable. First is prime factorization method. In this method, we write the prime factorization of each of the given number. Prime factorization, how to find out that I have told you. So you have to write down prime factorization of each of the given number. Now HCF is the product of all the different common prime factors of the given number. Using each common prime factor, the least number of times it appears in the prime factorization of all the given numbers. See beta, it will be more clear to you while doing sums. Okay? See the example now. Find the HCF of 48 and 54. First of all, we are doing it by prime factorization method. For prime factorization, we have to find out the prime factors of 48 and 84 both. Here I have find out prime factors of 48 and then prime factors of 84. 48 equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. 84 equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7. Remember, as it is a prime factorization method, you have to use only the prime factors, prime numbers. Don't divide any number directly by 4 or by 8 or by 10. Because these are not the prime numbers. Now you can see that 2 occurs as a common prime factor at least 2 times. In 48, 2 comes 4 times, but in 84, 2 comes 2 times. So we will take this 2 times. We have to take the least number of times. So 2 we will write down 2 times. And now see 3. In 48 3 comes 1 time. And in 84 they are also 1 time. So 3 at least 1 time in both the given numbers. So our HCF is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. We will write down 2 times and 3 1 time and multiply them all. We will get 12. As 7 is not common in both. 7 is there in 84 but it is not there in 48. So we will not take the 7. Okay. Again one time I am explaining it. See, first of all you have to find out the prime factorization of both 48 and 84. Okay. That you know how to make it. Now what you will take out, you have to take that common prime factor which comes least number of times. In 48, 2 comes 4 times and in 84, 2 comes 2 times. So these 2 times you have to take out. Okay. 3 comes in both 1 time. So take 1 time 3. 7 comes only in 84 but not in 48. So we will not take the 7. So HCF of 48 and 84 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 which is equal to 12. This is the prime factorization method to find out the HCF. See one more example. Now here you have to find out the SCF of three numbers, 54, 144 and 210. Whether the numbers are 2 or 3 or 4, procedure will remain same. First of all, you have to find out the prime factorization of all the three numbers. Prime factors of 54 are 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. Prime factors of 144 are 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. And prime factorization of 210, 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7. Now what you have to do? You have to find out the common prime factors, okay, which comes least number of times. Now see, 2 occurs at the common prime factor at least once. In 54 it comes once, in 144 it comes 4 times, and in 210 again comes it 1 time. So we have to take the least number of times na, that is 1. So we will take out 1 time 2. Now check 3. In 54 3 comes 3 times. In 144 3 comes 2 times, and in 210 3 comes 1 time. So 1 time we will take out 3 also, because this is the least number of times 3 comes. Now other than 2 and 3, which number is there? Which digit is there? 5. Okay. But 5 is not there in 54 and 144. So we will not take 5. Now see, next is 7. 7 is also in 54 it is not there. In factors of 144 also it is not there. So we will not take 7 also. Okay, so that means only 1 time 2 and 1 time 3. These two numbers we have to multiply to find out the SCF of 54, 144 and 210. It is 2 multiplied by 3, 6. Now let us move to division method. Okay, in division method, how to find out the SCF. In this method, we divide the larger number by the smaller number and get a remainder. We always divide like this, na? Larger number by the smaller number and get a remainder. After that, what we will do? Then we will divide the first divisor. Okay, we will divide the first divisor by the remainder, getting a new remainder. After that, we will divide the first divisor with the remainder, and then we will get a new remainder. We will continue this process until the remainder is 0. Okay, and the last divisor in the above process is the SCF of the given number. Now see the example. Find the SCF of 36 and 150. As I told you, we will divide the larger number by the smaller number. So here we will divide 150 by 36. When we divide 150 by 36, it is 36 4s are 144. When we subtract, we get the remainder 6. Now what we have to do? We will divide the first divisor. First divisor is 36. Divisor is 36 by the remainder. So now we will divide 36 by 6. Okay, it is 6 6 are 36. Our remainder comes 0 here. So we will stop here. And what we will see? The last divisor is the HCF of the given numbers. Here the last divisor is 6. So 6 is the SCF of 36 and 150. One more time I am explaining it. Listen carefully. We will divide the larger number by the smaller number. That is 150 by 36. 36 4s are 144. remainder is 6 now. Okay, now what you have to do, you will divide the first divisor. Which one is the first divisor? Your divisor is 36. Now you will divide 36 by the remainder. This remainder 6. Okay. 6 6 are 36. Now our remainder is 0. So we will stop here our process here. Okay. So SCF of 36 and 150 is 6. That is the last divisor of the question. Now second example that I am taking, you have to find out the SCF of 3 numbers. 12, 18 and 46. First of all, listen the process how we have to proceed when we have to find out the SCF of 3 or more numbers. First, find the SCF of any 2 numbers. Okay, it is not compulsory that whatever number I am taking or in sequence you have to take. You can find out the SCF of any 2 numbers. After that, find the SCF of third number and the SCF obtained from the first 2 numbers. Now you have to take the third number and the HCF that you get from the first 2 numbers. Okay. Same process you will repeat till your all the 3 numbers or 4 numbers will complete. Now see in this question. Find the SCF of 12 and 18 first. Greater number is 18, smaller is 12. So divide 18 by 12. Okay, divide greater number by the smaller number. 12 ones are 12, your remainder is here 6. Now you will divide the first divisor by the remainder and your divisor is 12. So it is 6 2s are 12. Remainder is 0 now. That means our process will complete here. So HCF of 12 and 18 is 6. Here we get the SCF of 2 numbers 6, 12 and 18. And which number is left now? 46. So now we will find out the SCF of 6 and 46. 6 is the SCF of first 2 numbers and 46 is the third number. Okay. Now from 6 and 46, 46 is greater. So divide 46 by 6. You will get 6 7s are 42. Now here remainder is 4. Now write down your last divisor, which is the 6. So divide 6 by 4. It is 4 ones are 4. Again you get the remainder 2. Now you have to write down again the just last divisor. Last divisor is don't write down 6 again. Now your next divisor is 4. Okay. So you have to divide now 4 by 2. It is 2 2s are 4. Remainder is 0. So that means our process is complete. So HCF of 6 and 46 is 2. And this is the SCF of all the 3 numbers, that is 12, 18 and 46. Okay. So 2 is the SCF of 18, 12 and 46. Is this clear? Now see one question of exercise 3.6. This is question number 2. I have given you only the hint of this question. I have not solved it completely. Question number 2 is find the HCF of 2 consecutive numbers. Consecutive I have told you. Okay. First of all you have to take 2 consecutive numbers, any 2. Then you have to take any 2 consecutive even numbers and then you have to take any 2 consecutive odd numbers. So how you will do? In first, take any 2 consecutive numbers. So 2 consecutive numbers you can take any. I have taken here 6 and 7. That means you have to find out the SCF of 6 and 7. B is 2 consecutive even numbers. Two consecutive even numbers I have taken here, 10 and 12. You will not take 10 and 11 because 11 is not an even number. So 10 and 12 are two consecutive even numbers. So you have to find out here SCF of 10 and 12. Now two consecutive odd numbers. Two consecutive odd numbers are 9 and 11. You can take any other pair also. I have taken this. I have not find out the SCF. You have to do yourself. I have just told you what are two consecutive numbers, two consecutive even numbers and two consecutive odd numbers. Okay. Now your homework is to do exercise 3.6. Question number 1, A to G parts in notebook. In all the questions, you have to find out the SCF. Today, I have told you two methods of SCF, prime factorization method and division method. You can choose any one method in which you feel comfortable. Okay? You will not use any on both the methods. Use any one method. But it's my advice to you that if the numbers are small, then use prime factorization method, and if the numbers are big, then use division method. Okay? Because it is difficult to find out factors if the numbers are big. Now see the homework solutions of exercise 3.5, lecture number 6. Question number first is, which of the following statements are true? If a number is divisible by 3, it must be divisible by 9. That is false. 6 is divisible by 3, but it is not divisible by 9. B. If a number is divisible by 9, it must be divisible by 3. True. This I have told you, if a number is divisible by any number, then it must be divisible by all its factors also. And 9 is a factor of 3. So it is divisible by 3 also. C part. A number is divisible by 18 if it is divisible by 3 and 6. False. 3 and 6 are not co-prime numbers. If a number is divisible by any other number, then it must be divisible by its multiplication only and only if both the numbers are co-prime numbers. Here 3 and 6 are not co-prime numbers. So it is false. D. If a number is divisible by 9 and 10, then it must be divisible by 90. Yes. E part. If two numbers are co-primes, at least one of them must be prime. False. It is not necessary. They can be composite number also. F. All numbers which are divisible by 4 must also be divisible by 8. False. 12 is divisible by 4, but 12 is not divisible by 8. All numbers which are divisible by 8 must also be divisible by 4. True. If a number exactly divides two numbers separately, it must exactly divide their sum. True. If a number exactly divides the sum of two numbers, it must exactly divide the two numbers separately. This is false. After that, see question number 5. Write the smallest 5-digit number and express it in the form of its prime factors. Smallest 5-digit number is 10,000. Now see the prime factorization of 10,000. It is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. Okay? Check your answers. Question number 6. Find all prime factors of 1729 and arrange them in ascending order. Now state the relation, if any, between two consecutive prime factors. Prime factors of 1729 are 7 multiplied by 13 multiplied by 19. Okay. In ascending order, when we write down, it is 7, 13 and 19. Now see the relation between them. Relation between two consecutive prime factors is 13 minus 7 is 6 and 19 minus 13 is also 6. That is the difference of two consecutive prime factor is 6. That is same. Now see question number 7. Question number 7 and 8 we have done yesterday also. One example I have given you yesterday. I have asked you to find out more examples. The product of three consecutive numbers is always divisible by 6. Verify this statement with the help of some examples. 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 equal to 24, which is divisible by 6. These are three consecutive numbers. In the same way, 9 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 11 is 990. You can check, it is divisible by 6 also. 6 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 8 is 336. It is also divisible by 6. Hence it is verified that the product of three consecutive numbers is always divisible by 6. Same in question number 8. Here you have to find out two consecutive odd numbers. Then find out their sum and check whether the number is divisible by 4 or not. Two consecutive odd numbers I have taken. First 3 and 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. It is divisible by 4. Then I have taken two consecutive odd numbers 15 and 17. Their sum is 32, which is also divisible by 4. Next example I have given 19 plus 21. Remember, they are odd numbers, which is equal to 40. It is also divisible by 4. Now see question number 9. In which of the following expression prime factorization has been done? Okay, see the prime factorization of 24, it is given. 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4. Since 4 is a composite number, it is not a prime number. So prime factorization has not been done. As I told you that in prime factorization we have to take all the prime numbers only. We will not take any composite number. Okay? In this way you can check all the parts. Now see question number 11. 18 is divisible by both 2 and 3. It is also divisible by 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6. Similarly, a number is divisible by both 4 and 6. Can we say that the number is also divisible by 4 multiplied by 6, 24? If not, give an example to justify your answer. No. If a number is divisible by 4 and 6, it is not necessary that it is divisible by 24 also. Why? Because 4 and 6 are not co-prime numbers. See the example. 12 and 46, they both are divisible by 4 and 6, but they are not divisible by 24. Okay? See question number 12. I am the smallest number having 4 different prime factors. Can you find me? As we have to find out the smallest number and they must be prime. So we have to multiply all the smallest 4 prime numbers. We will find out the product of 4 smallest prime numbers. That is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7. Which is equal to 210. Got it? So all of you check your answers from here. Thank you.